Lock the wheels on the dolly before proceeding with the assembly. The optional outriggers can also be used to provide additional stabilization. Locate the jib tube with the pedestal assembly attached. If you're using the leveling head, attach it now. In fact, you can leave it attached to the pedestal all the time if you like. Rest the pedestal on the tripod plate and mount the pedestal to the tripod, securing the knob tightly. Verify that the pedestal is level and use the leveler knobs if necessary to level the jib. After leveling, lower the pedestal section and remember to keep the jib arm directly over one of the tripod legs at all times during the assembly process. Locate the rear tube section. It's the one with the two 1-inch holes near the end for the weight bar. Slide the rear section onto the back of the pedestal tube and secure it by hand with 3 tapered plugs. Make sure the tapered collars are flush against the bolt head and not extended down the shaft like this. Don't over-tighten these plugs, just make sure they're securely snug, and it helps to keep the threads lubricated with motorcycle chain lube. Now locate the front jib tube. It's the one with the triangle logo and the head support tube assembly. Before mounting this section, you have a choice to make. If you'd rather have your control box cable running on the inside of the jib tube instead of on the outside, this is the time to do it. Start by routing the control box cable through the hole in the pedestal tube and out the open front of that tube. Slip the cable through the open back of the front jib section. Insert the front section into the pedestal tube and use a case to rest the front jib section on, keeping it aligned with the front tripod leg while you attach it to the pedestal tube with 3 tapered plugs. And then pull the cable out through the hole near the jib head. Open the bipod and secure the movable leg with a bolt. Insert the bipod into the keyed opening under the front jib tube. Rotate it 180 degrees so it won't fall out. Remove the case and lower the bipod to the ground. You also have the option of placing the cables for the rear controls inside the jib tube. Slip the 2 ends of the Y cable for the rear controls through the hole in the side of the pedestal jib tube and out the open rear of that tube. Slip the 2 ends through the rear tube section, insert the rear section, and then secure it with 3 tapered plugs. The next step in the assembly process is to attach the pulley cable between the pedestal assembly and the front support tube assembly. Insert one end of the toggle jaw over the eyelet, slip the pin through the toggle jaw, and secure it with the safety ring. Align the cables over the pulleys on both ends and repeat this procedure to connect the other end. Place a small level on the head support tube and then twist the turnbuckle on the front assembly until the bracket is brought level. This will keep the jib head level no matter what position the jib arm is in. The jib head can be installed in an underslung position, which allows you to get closer to the ground and is more stable, or an overslung position, giving you additional height. The head support tube has 2 holes in it. One is used for overslung and the other for underslung mounting. Line up the hole in the head support tube with the threaded hole in the expansion joint and reinsert the locking handle. Place a small level on the side of the jib head, straighten it vertically, and then secure it with a locking handle. Lower the camera platform and secure it. And then mount the camera plate to the camera platform. Now mount the camera containing both a battery and a tape. Locate the mounting hole on the lens and attach the lens mount bracket to the lens. Do this carefully, making sure the lens mount screw doesn't bottom out in the hole. If it does, do not continue to tighten it, as lens damage may occur. Contact Stanton Video Services before proceeding further. Once the bracket is successfully attached, observe the curvature of the bracket from the side. The two ends should be as flush against the lens as possible. You want to avoid having only the center touch, as the bracket can twist and become misaligned. If the bracket isn't contacting the lens properly, remove it and adjust the set screw either in or out and remount the bracket to the lens. Next, we'll balance the camera. This is a critical step because an improperly balanced camera can damage the jib arm motors. Loosen the nut and lower the swing arm all the way to the bottom. Then adjust the camera plate either forward or backward on the swing arm until the camera will balance in the center or level position. This achieves coarse balance. Next, tilt the camera one direction, up or down, and notice whether it pendulums back when you let go. If it does, raise the swing arm and camera about ½ an inch and try the test again. Continue this process until the camera ceases to pendulum at all and remains where you leave it. If the arm tries to rotate upside down, you've raised it too high. After the camera is balanced, you can attach the pan motor to the top mounting pin. Center and engage the teeth, moving the arm slightly if necessary, and tighten the pinch clamp. Do the same with the tilt motor on the side of the jib arm. Then connect the cables to the pan and tilt motors. Connect both the focus and iris servos, observing the color coding on the ends. Then connect the 8-pin cable to the servo zoom port on the bottom of your lens. If your lens has a 12-pin connector, obtain an 8 to 12-pin adapter from Stanton Video Services. Connect the BNC cable to the video out of your camera. Then connect the cable from the jib head to the cable coming out of the side of the jib arm. And make sure you leave a loop at the top of the jib head to allow for movement. Verify that the pedestal is still leveled properly, and adjust the leveling knobs if necessary. Place the level on top of the head support tube to check if it's still level after the camera was attached. If necessary, twist the turnbuckle to make it level. Lifting the camera slightly will make adjusting the turnbuckle easier. Now attach the control box and battery to the left side of the pedestal using the bottom hole. And verify that the power is off on the control box. Now connect the cables to the rear controls. The one with the blue stripe goes on the pan tilt joystick, and the one with the red stripe goes to the focus and zoom control. Arrange them as you like on the weight bar, and tighten the handles enough to hold them, but still allow them to pivot on the bar. Connect the larger control box cable and the smaller control box cable to the back of the control box. As well as the power cable between the battery and the control box. Set your monitor on top of the control box and connect the video BNC connector to your monitor. This completes the assembly of the standard model of the triangle, which has a 6-foot reach and a 13-foot height.